What you're looking at is the northernmost town in the US, which goes by the name of
Utqiagvik.
Located 320 miles above the Arctic Circle. It gets cold, it has polar bears, and worst of all, it's $18 for a loaf of bread. And I'm staying the night here. Well, not right here, but the hotel's over there. Why, you might ask? Well, as y'all know, the boys and I have been on a quest to find the best ice cream in America. Here's our current top 5, and after traveling to 49 different states, this is the grand finale, Alaska. Originally, the plan was to stay in Anchorage and make a completely normal video trying ice cream. However, when we discovered this town on the map, we immediately had so many questions, like how do they survive in the cold, why do people live here, and do they have ice cream?
We could do a cold plunge into the actual Arctic.
Oh gosh.
You think we should do that?
So with this newfound curiosity, we devised a plan. First, book tickets, catch a flight, and admire the tiny airport.
Utqiagvik, baby!
They only get one plane.
Next, take a shuttle, find a place to stay, and check the water pressure. Oh yeah, we got ourselves some good water pressure. Finally, find a nice window and explain the Tundra Tour. Now, I don't know much about this tour because literally all it says online is Tundra Tour, 10 a.m., $178. But maybe some reviews can shed some light on the experience. Ashley says, my friend and I booked flights to Utqiagvik so we could do this tour. The tour was canceled the morning of the tour without any warning. We checked in for the tour that morning, and that time we were notified the tour had been canceled. Very disappointed. 1 star. But then there are some more positive reviews like this. Thanks, Phoebe. We had a wonderful tour. It was very interesting and informative. I really enjoyed the Heritage Center, and the Polar Plunge was a highlight. 5 stars. Basically, Josh and I have no idea what to expect, but it seemed like the best way to get more info on Utqiagvik and their ice cream. So, we booked it.
Tundra Tour, here we come.
Tundra Tour starting up, baby.
In order to fully understand why people live here, I want to experience 3 things: the food, the culture, and the cold. But before we began, I had one very important question.
What are the odds you think we see polar bears?
Very well, actually.
Really?
Very well.
Wait, pause. Why did she just say that like it was a good thing? Don't polar bears eat people? I mean, as long as we don't stop next to any bones or decaying animals, I'm sure we'll be fine. Can confirm, the whales are big. Okay, I'm now realizing this clip does not make much sense, so let me explain. This is a giant whale skull, and this is Mary, our tour guide and fearless leader. She explained to us that the people actually still rely on hunting whales for food.
Our main 2 sources of food are the bowhead whale and the caribou.
How do you hunt whale?
In the springtime, in a small skin boat.
Okay.
Traditionally, in a small skin boat.
That sounds dangerous.
It is.
How much food will come from one whale?
It feeds a community. It feeds a community.
I know this all seems pretty insane, but if you had to pay $18 for a loaf of bread, you'd be hunting whales too. Which leads us to our next destination, the Utqiagvik. That has got to be one of the most fun words to say.
Okay, Josh, what do you think is the most expensive thing we find here? Most overpriced thing?
Frozen food. I don't know. Just a hot take I had.
Ice cream?
Ice cream. $18 for chocolate milk. $12 for pineapple.
Bro, $40. Good thing I don't live here, because I'd be dropping $100 a week on those suckers. After walking around for a bit, it was clear that some items were extremely expensive while others were relatively normal.
$4.
Not bad. That might be cheaper than in the States.
Yeah, literally. But what about the $18 loaf of bread?
It's bread time.
Let's get this bread. What?
Confirmed fraud.
They got the low price deals for us today. Turns out that photo is a bit of a myth. I think the most expensive bread we saw was close to $15, with the cheapest being $2.99. However, in the midst of all our shenanigans, we met this guy, Leo, a local and an avid Cowboys fan.
Leo, what's your favorite ice cream?
As great as Leo's suggestion was, we need to find something made locally.
We'll be back for you if we don't find anything else.
So instead, we bought some pizza pockets and hope to find something better later in our journey. A little taste test. Bro, this thing looks fire. It looks amazing. That bite was 100% bread. The food was good and the prices weren't quite as bad as we expected, but still doesn't explain why people would live here. So we needed to learn more. And that's when we ran into polar bears.
Because I can't run as fast.
There are 3 little dots just right over there.
Oh my gosh.
You can't really tell that they're polar bears.
Nope. On one hand, it kind of sucks they were so far away, but honestly, if they were any closer, it would have been terrifying. Okay. On to the next one.
On to the next.
As the tour progressed, we became increasingly more nervous for 2 reasons. Our first concern was that we wouldn't find ice cream, but this was honestly beginning to feel like a minute problem in light of our second concern, the polar plunge.
I was gonna ask about the Arctic polar plunge.
We do that at the end of the tour.
That's the end?
Yeah.
Is that something we will survive?
Yes, you
It's
will survive.
okay.
Mary's confidence did make me feel a bit better, but if we're being honest, I can barely survive room temperature showers. So I don't think any amount of confidence is going to prepare me for the pure shock of the freezing cold Arctic Ocean.
Is the Kathy Parker football field. It is blue and gold to match our school colors.
Dude, they got a whole football field here.
About to throw a tutty.
So their first season was in 2006, and they played on a gravel field.
Oh, what?
Yep, you heard that correctly. They played on gravel. Luckily, someone donated this field shortly afterwards so they can play on normal turf.
Imagine getting boss on top of the world.
Insane, bro.
On to the next bit.
As we continue our tour and learn more about this small town, one thing was becoming clear to me. These people do not let the cold slow them down.
No, 2022. I had my company vehicle, which was a Suburban, and it was rating -71.
One reason it gets so cold is due to the 67 days of darkness they experience during the winter. And believe it or not, they don't shut down school or work during this time.
I didn't mind because I had a parka, a warm parka.
But what do they do for fun during these long, dark days? Basketball. Now, there's really no good way for me to transition into what happens next, because quite frankly, I don't know how I got myself into this situation, but for context, this kid's in 6th grade.
Oh, he's like that. He's like that. Oh, on his head.
I just got cooked by a 6th grader. I was in socks, okay? That's my excuse. Anyways, we continued the Tundra tour and saw lots of other cool stuff, like some local art, a nice boardwalk, and whales swimming in the distance.
The more I see, the more I realize this is a fully functioning community living up here.
As the tour was wrapping up, the reality of the polar plunge was beginning to set in. We had explored the food, made new friends, and honestly come to realize this town functions like a lot of other towns in the US. But if there was one thing that sets this place apart, it's the freezing cold.
It's almost time for the polar plunge.
I'm getting scared, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
But first, we need to finish a quest we started all the way back in May. Because after traveling to 49 different states trying ice cream, it would be so lame if we failed to get ice cream at this northernmost point in the US.
Is there anywhere around here that serves ice cream, do you know of?
The little blue restaurant over here.
The little blue restaurant right here?
They serve soft serve ice cream.
Really?
Yeah.
That place has ice cream. That's where we're staying.
And here we are. Went on that whole tour around the whole town just to find out it was like literally right under our nose. The final boss. Let's go.
Oh, thanks.
Do y'all have ice cream by chance?
We are out of it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We're freezing. We just want ice cream. We're walking. We're just walking right now. At this point, morale was definitely low. Luckily, after walking for a bit, we found this. Now, unfortunately, all they had was soft serve, but here in the Arctic Circle, beggars can't be choosers. This is it. It all comes down to this. One final taste test on top of the world. Vanilla. Tastes just like a normal vanilla cone that you get at McDonald's. The lemon mango was honestly good, but let's be real. It's just a normal soft serve machine on top of the world.
What would you rank this out of 10, Josh?
Like a 4.5.
That's it. 50 states, 50 ice cream shops, one summer. However, there was still one thing we had to do. Thank y'all so much for supporting this 50-state ice cream journey, and let us know what crazy adventures the boys and I should go on next.